Welcome to the Wow podcast. I am here with Matt Lionetti. Super excited to have him on the show today. We are going to break down the experience that he is creating in his real estate business. If you aren't following Matt on Instagram, you really probably should, because you will be able to see what we're talking about when I talk about the experience that he is creating and the creativity and the uniqueness that he has with his real estate business. So Matt, welcome. I'm super excited to have you. I know we've actually done one of these in the past, but it was a different topic. I think it was about authenticity and how, you're super authentic and just raw and real. And I love that about you, because so many people on our social platforms are fake and dead. And I'm like, Matt is just such a fresh breath of fresh air, because you know that there's no BS. It's just totally you and you're doing your thing. So, can you tell us a bit about your background and what first inspired you to start creating these creative, like, listing videos and real estate videos?
Yeah. So thanks for having me. Stoked to be here again. Repeat guest. There's been, I almost got out of the business. So that was pretty much what stemmed all of this. I was like, nothing's working. I thought I had to be like a certain type of person or a certain type of agent to have success in this industry. And seemed back then like a one size fits all industry, which it definitely is not. And then as I was kind of back against the wall thinking about getting out of the industry, I started doing this video content, which was fairly new at the time. I started doing it in August 2019, so 5 years ago now. And it wasn't what it is now. It was quite hard to find like a comedy style video or anything like that to do with real estate. And then I just kept doing it, and then evolved. And now the stuff I'm still doing like the comedy stuff, but I'm also doing some more, I guess, thoughtful and heartfelt stuff for the listing videos, because, I didn't want to pigeonhole myself, and now I'm here.
Yeah, that's amazing. So how have your clients responded to these videos? Like, just not your audience or buyers themselves, but your clients, like your sellers. How are they responding, and what are they having to say about this experience that you're creating for them?
They've loved it. So it's just an extra, the videos sometimes 100% help the house be sold. So we did a video in April for, it was called Benny. Hi, my name is Benny. And it was pretty much, the concept was that the house was narrating the video about the family, and then the family moves and all this stuff. And people seem to really like it. And we actually sold that in 5 days, 2 offers, sold it over ask. We actually sold it, I think, $600,000 more than the previous comp a week before.
Wow.
Not only did that all happen, but the people who bought it, the buyers, actually wrote our sellers a letter saying that they wanted to make the same memories that the family did in the video, and they'd love to, call Benny their home. They actually referred to the house as Benny. So
such a cool concept.
So thank you. And sellers were, through the roof with that. Like, they couldn't believe it. They're so thankful, and they couldn't believe that, went to those measures to market their home. And, it's something that is very out there, and some people didn't like it. Some people think you should depersonalize the home. And I went hard in the paint in personalizing the home, because I don't believe in depersonalizing. And you always just have to go with your gut and what you want to see, because that's the only real opinion you can kind of go off of. It's, what do you want to see? You don't know what other people are thinking anyways. You only know what you're thinking. So just follow your gut and go with that. Another thing it's done is, it's just an extra thing that other agents aren't doing.
100%.
Either they aren't doing or they can't doing. So when we do get stuck a little bit where, it's not the easiest market right now, some are taking a bit longer to sell, but this video is almost like
the catalyst.
Yeah. And you know, they get a lot of views and people really like them, and it's just like a little keepsake that they'll always have of their home. But more than that, like when something doesn't go right away, it's like, okay, well, clearly these people are trying everything they possibly can. Like they don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on these videos. We're doing that because, you know, we're trying to add an extra layer for social media, which, you know, social media has proven to be a very valuable way to market properties and sell properties.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, have you thought of, I just wrote it down because I was like, I don't want to forget this while he's talking. Like, so the Benny video, now when you have ones like similar to this coming up in the future, are you going to name them all different names so that you can like you can highlight that home and it's like a forever like memory sort of thing, like the Benny and the Matt and the like
Yeah.
whatever, not Matt, but like just you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
think that's such a cool element that you've added.
To an extent, they're not always going to have like names, but like, yeah, we got Benny, the one that we have on the market right now, 106 Bella Kane. The character I created for that, her name is Bella Kane. So
Oh,
we call that Bella Kane. We had 28 Bright Street, which is, we just called it Bright. And yeah, Whitburn was Meet Me at Whitburn, because the concept for that one was kind of like in any lifetime, they're always going to meet back at that place.
yeah.
And yeah, so yeah, I guess to a point, we always have like a name and just trying to create an experience. Like the only thing I want to do with these is grab your attention and keep your attention. The
Mhm.
house doesn't have to be shown, like every nook and cranny doesn't have to be shown in this video. We can then, once we grab your attention, and shoot it in a way where, like, you know, we do a lot of wide shots, so it's like, you know, they see the home but they're following a story, because the
Yeah,
story is what really sells.
yeah.
The, oh yeah, this is a quartz countertop, and like that
Yeah.
doesn't sell. Like
That's
it,
not gonna bring in the buyer, right? Like that's not
no, like
engage
it's,
them.
we still do all those videos. Like we have like the professional real estate style video of just like, you know, panning through the house with music or whatever. But this is the story, and the way I look at it every time with these videos now is, you know, we're telling a new story and the home is our set for the story. So, and that's what we do. And we're just, you know, we're telling a story in our new set, and that's that. And then once we get your attention, we can direct it anywhere we want. So, and that's what we've been doing, and it's been going pretty well, and I'm super passionate about doing them, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
So I'm just reading my questions here because we're kind of answering them as we go.
Yeah.
Um, have you found it challenging to balance creativity with the traditional aspects of real estate, which I guess you kind of just said, because you do both the professional real estate videos and then you kind of add in that element of creativity and do that storytelling sort of video.
Yeah, like, and a lot of people will ask me, how do you um, get people to allow you to do them in their house? Like, because some are still like funny and whatever, but then some of these ones like Benny and Whipper, and like we're bringing, like I hire actors and we're bringing in full teams, like makeup artists sometimes. Um, and the thing is like I said, we're shooting both. We're doing like your traditional real estate video, but then we're doing this because, and what I tell to the sellers is like, listen, that traditional video doesn't work on social media. Social media is this whole new, it's not new, you know, whole kind of like new game in terms of real estate, where like certain things work and certain things don't. So we have to shoot specific content just for social media. And that's why we shoot it vertically instead of, you know,
Right.
landscape and stuff like that. And we just have to grab your attention, and we create content specifically for that. Because that's a lot. That's a lot of eyes that we can potentially get on your home in a matter of hours. So we have to shoot content specific for those platforms.
And it's a win-win because it's a win for the seller because you are giving like massive, massive exposure to their listing, obviously. But then it's a win for you because not only are you getting massive exposure and potentially selling their home for in a crappy market, which is pretty impressive, in a crappy market to sell it over ask with multiple offers, which is impressive. But being able to, I totally just lost my train of thought. Isn't that
Yeah.
awful?
No,
Um,
well, we can leverage it.
oh, and that's what I was going to say. Sorry. And being able to generate new business, because
Mhm.
people obviously are being engaged with your content and going like, man, I want like nobody else to sell my house but Matt, because that one element, they're like, I want one of those videos,
Yeah.
right?
Totally. And it's been a great because I'm partnered with Anna Oliver, she's been in the business 20 years. And she's more of a traditional agent. Like she's very, very great at client management and client care and that kind of thing. So now we're complete opposites, but it really meshes well because the contrast of like that kind of new school and old school.
Compliments, yeah.
Yeah, we complement each other really well. And now we feel like our clients are getting just everything. They're not missing out on anything. The kind of older styles of like the door-to-door marketing and the mail outs and that kind of stuff and the great client care and the open houses and the broker open and all that great stuff that traditionally works and has always worked, but now we're getting that new school of the social media and these cinematic videos and stuff like that. So it's been a really cool experience for us and for them, I think.
And then at the same time, yourself, you said it was Anna, right?
Yeah.
Anna?
Yeah.
Yourself and Anna can each continue to do the things that you're good and passionate about while giving that, next level 10 out of 10 experience for your clients, right?
Totally. Totally. Cause yeah, like I'm pretty much the role I like to play with our listings is creative director. And, Anna totally trusts me and lets me just takes it. I take it all and I do it and she doesn't question anything. And same with her with like the client care and the pricing and the negotiation strategy, stuff like that. Like I don't question her at all on that. And we just focus on what we're good at. And it's been really awesome.
It sounds like a match made in heaven for
Yeah.
your clients for sure. Looking ahead, do you see yourself continuing with these videos? Obviously, I imagine that's for sure. And do you have any new creative strategies that you're exploring to further enhance the experience that your clients are having?
Yeah. Always like I'm always looking for different ways to market and yeah, different strategies. And I'm always trying stuff. Like you'll see some stuff. Like I just tried something last week where I normally post like 1 or 2 times a week, normally once a week. But last week I posted like 2 days in a row because I was just like trying some things out.
You
Um,
mean on Reels?
on Reels, yeah, on Instagram.
Okay.
So I'm always trying stuff in that aspect because I have kind of like two types of content. I have the listing videos, and then I have just like the fun agent to agent videos. And they're both very good for business because the agent to agent gets us a lot of agent to agent referral, which is amazing. And then the listing videos also get agent to agent referral, but then we get direct clients reaching out because of those. But when I'm doing just like the fun kind of like Instagram reels of like me just joking around, that's where I'll kind of take more risks and try some stuff because I'll implement that into a marketing strategy for a home because we try and make campaigns and make like really get a lot of excitement around our properties. So we're always trying different things.
For sure. Yeah. No, there's so many cool ideas that you could even do. Maybe you've already done this, but you could do like a video of like someone coming into the house. This is funny. Someone coming into the house and you have like 3 different kinds of buyers where they're critiquing everything. They come in and they're like, I hate this, and this, and this. And then you have the person that like loves everything. And then you have like the person who brings their parents who's like picking out all these things.
Yeah.
Idea.
Yeah. I know there's so many like ways you can go around and like, there's been so many, just, you always have to kind of like keep up with the trends and everything. Cause from when I started to now, like social media marketing and just video in general is so different. It was very short form for a long time. Now it seems like a bit of long form is coming back. And so it's always like, it's important to keep up on that
Yeah.
to optimize your results.
Now, do you focus on just Instagram, like just the Instagram platform, or are you kind of spread out? Like, do you do YouTube? Do you do TikTok? Do you do all the?
We do TikTok and all that, but Instagram is my main one that I focus on. Anna's bigger on LinkedIn, which is good as well. It just depends where, like, I always say, like, you use the stuff you gravitate towards and you naturally like to use
Yeah.
first, because it'll make it easier to post and all that, and then branch out. Like, I'm trying, I'm always trying stuff on TikTok too. Like, I have a couple burner TikTok accounts, I guess you can call them, where I'm making content, like different content, just because I'm trying things out, and
Hmm.
then I see how that, even though the following is way less, I'm just seeing how those perform, and then I'll move it on to a main page. So
Right.
there's a lot of
Yeah, you're
strategy
kind of like
behind it.
beta testing it and seeing what
Yeah,
works.
yeah,
That's a great idea.
yeah,
When it comes to advice for realtors, because we both are realtors, we know this market is a bit wonky. We talked just before the show here that, you guys are really busy in a market like this. That's super impressive because there's probably a lot of realtors listening to this going like, yeah, no, it's not a good market right now. And myself included, I've not had my best year this year, but there's realtors having their best years this year, and it's because they're innovating and they're pushing through and pushing past the barriers. um, what advice would you give to other realtors looking to step up their marketing game, especially if they want to start incorporating more creativity in video?
yeah. I think, again, you got to go with kind of your gut. You at first use, the easiest way, I think, is to use trends, and if you can get on the beginning of the trend train. Like, we've all seen those ones now where it's like someone like falling down and then it like blends
Oh,
into
the
like that kind of
harmonies.
yeah. Like, that was like very fun and cool for like a couple days, and then of course, in
It's
every real estate
overkill.
agent's fashion, they just overkill
Yeah.
it. But if you can get on the beginning of those trends, even trending sounds and stuff, like, um there's always like funny trending sounds from whatever's happening, and try and be super current with it, even if it's a trending song, something like that, and just like really lean into the trends at first until you kind of find your voice and see what you want to do. You don't have to be funny, you don't have to be heartwarming, you can just be super analytical. Like, there's gonna be someone, there's gonna be a group of people who really enjoy what you're doing,
Yeah.
as long as you're coming across authentically, which, I mean, isn't easy either. Like, as soon as someone turns on that red dot, it's like the record button. It's like,
This
you
is
kind of,
it.
yeah, you lose the sense of who you are a little bit, and you don't know what to do, and you're very robotic. So, it's a lot to kind of
Endure.
overcome. Yeah. And you should just get comfortable with that, because I think video is such a great way for people to get to know you before they know you. Um, so yeah, I think just get on video and get in front of the video as much as you can,
Yeah.
because that's going to make that connection with your audience.
And I think the more you do it, the more comfortable you get at being, making the mistakes and doing I always joke about how I never do my hair. And I'm like, people just know me as the girl who never has perfect hair. Like, it is what it is. Like, they know me and I'm okay with that. Right. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to show up in a suit. I'm not going to show up with my hair done and my makeup on point. Like, that's just not who I am. And I think that that's really, like, it takes a lot of effort to pretend to be somebody that you're not. Like, it's such a terrible way to live, I think. Like, why not just be yourself?
Yeah, it's too much. And especially in this industry. And I think, more and more people are kind of leaning away from it now, but that like whole smoke and mirrors, grinding every day, like working 24/7, like, that's not cool. Like, nobody, like, if you're working 24/7, like, I don't,
That's not
I just,
fulfilling. That's not living a fulfilling
no,
life. Like, why are you even doing that?
no, I feel like you have like a big time management problem too. So,
Yeah.
like, it's just like, that's not exactly cool. I wouldn't brag about that, and all like I'm all for people having, cool things like cars and, whatever, cool shoes and all that shit. But like,
Rolexes.
yeah, I mean,
love the video. I watched it again this morning. I was like, oh man. And then the e-bike. Oh man, I laughed.
mm,
Loved it.
yeah. Yeah, so there's a lot of I don't know. I just think we're in a time where, obviously the industry is going through some changes. It's a tough year for a lot of people. It's a tough year for a lot of people in general. It's been a couple years that have been tough for a lot of people just in general. So I just think, be mindful of that. And, you know, people are going through some hard times and maybe they don't want to see you show
Post.
up in a $300,000 car in a video. Like, I don't know. That whole thing is kind of weird to me. If you're going to do that, I think you're going to really cut out a lot of potential
Business.
clients
Yeah.
because it's just, unless you're just going for ultra luxury, that's fine. That's going to be like something people want to see for
That
sure.
will
But
be your niche, and that will be a very small niche.
yeah, everyone wants to get into the luxury, which is great. I mean, who doesn't want to sell like a whatever a $4 million house?
Yeah.
It is great. It's amazing, but like, they don't always sell like as fast. So like you could have like a $6-7 million property. You can have that for half a year, and with those price points, you're putting a lot more money into them, and a lot
Yeah.
of people don't understand that part of it. So it's like,
With no guarantee of a successful outcome.
yeah, for sure. I mean, Benny was a great outcome, but like video alone was like $6,000 or $7,000. So it's like that's just for that Benny video. And then, we staged it and we did a broker open and just our time and like
Yeah.
a lot of stuff, professional photos and all. So
I don't think that the general public, I think they're very ignorant to the money that goes into these things, the effort, the time. Um, like we take time away from our families to, do all of these things. And I just don't think that people really have an appreciation for what goes on behind the scenes. And I think that us as realtors need to talk about that a little bit more, because there have been numerous times where I've, been sitting across the table from a seller, and they're like, well, your brokerage will just do this, this, and this, right? And it's like, no, 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 like that comes out of my pocket. This is my investment in you. This is not my broker's investment in you. This is me investing in you.
yeah, yeah, they just see the end result. They just see the percentage and
Yeah.
oh my God, you're making all that. But as well as the staging the photos and in my case like the extra social videos and stuff like that, um they don't get the time and they also don't get like the tax. Like
Yeah.
there's tax that comes out of that. There's for a lot of people a brokerage split.
Yep.
I mean, you and I being at our brokerages, once our caps are quite low, so we don't have to worry about that as much, but it
Yeah.
just is what it is.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think that we've given everybody a bunch of cool ideas and, good insight into what you're up to. I think what you're doing is amazing. And I do think that you're making a positive impact on people on a daily basis with these videos. Like I said, on bad days, I know I can go to your account and I can watch a couple of videos and I can like regenerate myself from the bad mood or whatever, because I just, there's so much comedy behind what we do. Like there's so many funny things about what we do. And the reality of it is just, it's not just like me as a realtor going through these crappy, situations and stuff. Like you deal with them too. You deal with angry clients. We're all dealing with angry people, happy people, right? So it's just nice to know that as a realtor, we're not alone in this, and being able to make people laugh through this is a key is a key element to having a great audience engaged in what you're doing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy it, and hopefully everyone else enjoys it and checks it out. And yeah,
Yeah, check out Matt at matt.lionetti on Instagram. You can connect with him there. And I highly, highly recommend you go there because you will get a couple of belly laughs, I'm sure, out of it and some good entertainment. So thanks, Matt. And I'm sure I'll have you on again.
yeah.
at some point, and we'll until then, next time we'll see
Sweet.
you.
Thanks so much for having me.